Hey, Luka. Obviously, you're getting a lot of MVP momentum right now. Another 40-point game is only adding to that. Wemby obviously recently stated his case for why he should win. Is that something you're interested in doing as well? And if so, what would your points be?
I mean, I never did that, so I'm not the one voting, so, but I think I've been playing pretty good. We've been winning, so that's it. That's all I got to say.
What do you think about the MVP race at this point?
I think it's good for the league. I think it's good chatter. It gives people something to talk about. There's a lot of good players in this league, and a lot of guys in the conversation because of that.
There's been chattering on behalf of other players. Would you like to chatter on behalf of yourself?
Nah, I'm good. Thanks for asking, though. But yeah, I'm good. I'll let my game do the talking.
Anybody else? Thank you, Shaq.
Thanks, Shaq. All right. What you just watched in that interview might seem like a normal response, but in reality, it reveals something much deeper about today's NBA culture. In an era where players often promote themselves, build narratives, and push their own cases for major awards, seeing top-level superstars step back and refuse to campaign for MVP is something rare. And that is exactly why this moment has captured so much attention. Because it forces fans to ask a bigger question. Does a player need to speak to prove greatness, or should performance alone be enough? Right now, the MVP race is not just about numbers, highlights, or popularity. It has turned into a debate about philosophy. On one side, you have players who are letting their game do all the talking, staying silent, staying focused, and trusting that their performances will be enough. On the other side, you have confidence, expression, and the belief that if you are performing at the highest level, you should not be afraid to say it. This contrast is what makes the current situation so interesting, because it is not just about who is playing better, it is about how they are approaching the game mentally. When you look at Luka Doncic, you see a player who has mastered control. His style of play is not based on speed or raw athleticism alone, but on timing, intelligence, and decision-making. He slows the game down, reads defenses like a veteran, and creates opportunities that most players would not even see. This level of control is extremely rare, especially for a player who is still in the prime of his career. Every possession feels calculated, every move feels intentional, and that is what makes him such a dominant force on the court. What makes Luka even more impressive is how he performs under pressure. In close games, when the intensity rises and the margin for error becomes smaller, he does not hesitate. Instead, he becomes more aggressive, more confident, and more decisive. These are the moments that define MVP-level players, not just the ability to score, but the ability to take responsibility when it matters the most. And throughout the season, he has shown that he is more than willing to take that responsibility again and again. At the same time, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander represents a completely different kind of excellence. His game is built on efficiency, balance, and consistency. While some players rely on explosive performances to stand out, SGA builds his case through steady, reliable production. Every night, he delivers a performance that keeps his team competitive, and more importantly, gives them a chance to win. This level of consistency is one of the hardest things to maintain in professional sports, and yet he makes it look natural. One of the most impressive aspects of SGA's game is his composure. No matter the situation, he remains calm. Whether his team is leading or trailing, whether the defense is aggressive or passive, he stays in control. This calmness allows him to make smart decisions, avoid unnecessary mistakes, and maintain efficiency throughout the game. It is this kind of stability that makes him such a valuable player, not just for his team, but in the MVP conversation as well. Then there is Victor Wembanyama, a player who is bringing a completely new dimension to the league.
Shai, when you check back in the fourth, there just seemed to be a precision to, every spot you got to. You scored 11 straight points. What was your mindset and approach when you were checking back in there and the game was in the balance?
Go get the game. A lot of times I try to let the game come to me. I try to just play within the game, do whatever the game's telling me. And tonight I just felt like I needed to go take it. I needed to go be aggressive. I needed to go make plays. I needed to score the ball specifically. I feel like now, just coincidentally, I feel like it just wasn't our best night shooting, and they got hot in the fourth quarter, and I just wanted to be aggressive and leave it all out there and see where that took us.
His physical attributes alone make him unique, but what truly sets him apart is how he uses those attributes to impact the game. Defensively, he is already one of the most disruptive players in the league. His ability to block shots, alter attempts, and control the paint changes how opposing teams approach the game. Offensively, he continues to develop, showing flashes of skill that suggest an incredibly high ceiling. What makes Wembanyama's presence in this race so interesting is his mindset. He is not afraid of expectations, and he is not hesitant to express confidence in his abilities. This creates a different kind of energy around him, one that adds excitement and unpredictability to the MVP discussion. While he may still be developing compared to more established players, his impact is already significant enough to keep him in the conversation. As the season progresses, the MVP race becomes less about individual games and more about long-term impact. Early in the season, a few standout performances can create momentum, but as time goes on, consistency becomes more important. Players who can maintain a high level of performance over a long period of time begin to separate themselves from the rest. This is where both Luka and SGA have strong cases, as they have been able to deliver at a high level consistently. Another important factor is team success. While MVP is an individual award, it is often influenced by how well a player's team performs. Players who can lead their teams to strong records, playoff positions, and consistent wins tend to have an advantage. This adds another layer of complexity to the race, as it is not just about individual brilliance, but about how that brilliance translates into results for the team. The role of media and fan perception cannot be ignored either. In today's digital age, narratives can change quickly. A single performance can go viral, shifting attention and influencing opinions. Highlights are shared instantly, debates happen across platforms, and public perception can evolve in a matter of hours. This environment creates additional pressure on players, as they are not only competing on the court but also in the public eye. What makes this particular MVP race stand out is how balanced it is. There is no clear favorite, no dominant narrative that overshadows everything else. Instead, there are multiple players with strong cases, each bringing something unique to the table. This balance creates uncertainty, and that uncertainty keeps fans engaged. Every game matters, every performance is analyzed, and every moment contributes to the larger story. As we move closer to the final stages of the season, the importance of each game will continue to increase. Players will need to manage fatigue, stay healthy, and maintain focus. This is often where the true MVP candidates separate themselves, not just through skill, but through discipline and mental strength. The ability to stay consistent, avoid distractions, and perform under pressure becomes more important than ever. In the end, the MVP award is not just about statistics. It is about value. It is about identifying the player who has had the greatest overall impact on the game, their team, and the league. This includes scoring, playmaking, defense, leadership, and consistency. It is a combination of factors that come together to define what it means to be the most valuable player. Right now, the race is still open. Luka Doncic continues to dominate with his control and scoring ability. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander continues to impress with his consistency and leadership. Victor Wembanyama continues to capture attention with his unique impact and potential. Each of them represents a different path to greatness, and each of them has a valid case. As fans continue to watch, debate, and analyze, one thing is certain. This MVP race is far from over. Every game will add a new layer to the story, every performance will shift the conversation, and every moment will bring us closer to the final decision. And when that decision is finally made, it will not just reflect a season of basketball, but a season of competition, growth, and excellence at the highest level. Until then, the question remains open, and that is exactly what makes this journey so exciting.